call Allah Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rakakwadash, double honors to the elders and apostles, great millstone rule well. I am not a member, however, I've entered into their labors. Peace and mercy to the sincere brothers and sisters, students, wherever you are, whatever your life may be. Another quick one during the week. And as you can see, this was about 4 days ago, and we have changed. I think it still needs to go through Congress. I don't remember, but the sentiment is there. Okay, and it's going from Department of Defense to Department of War. Alright, and yeah, what you can see is they are returning to that old prideful, that old dragon, that old serpent with the devil and Satan. Alright, they're returning to that warlike spirit that they had before. That that conquering, and that not only that, but the spread of propaganda and everything else that you can think of. Everything that history has uncovered that they did in the past, they are going to reaccomplish, or make an attempt to reaccomplish all of that yet again. Okay, so we're going to read this, and we're going to let that play. We'll get a couple of precepts, and that'll be it. But, you know, what I want to get first, what I want first, I'm just open up another one. Come on now. There you go. Psalms. This is what we want. Yeah. Psalms 55 and 21. The words of his mouth were smoother than butter, but war was in his heart. His words were softer than oil, yet were they drawn swords. And that's what you're seeing. This smooth talk and the pacification, but behind the scenes, or really not even behind the scenes anymore. With the right hand, they're doing one thing, and with the left hand, they're doing another, right in front of your face. All right, he's bold now. And when I say he, I don't mean a man. I mean them as a nation. It says, all right, blah, 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 signed an executive order on Friday that directs the DOD to be known as the DOW. The move restores the name the agency last held in the 40s. And I remember I did the video, actually it just got uploaded a little bit earlier, about that woman who knew and somebody in the intel community that said that they are trying to go back to this era, right? And that's going to lead even more to Jacob's trouble. But the average everyday person will be caught up in this web, all right, in this pit, in this system, is just as much as 2/3 of our people will be. Okay, according to the text of the order sent by the BBC, the aim is to project strength and resolve. The department will initially use the new name as a secondary title while the administration seeks congressional. Okay, so yeah, they still need the congressional approval to make the change permanent. Right, how the White House used to say how much a rebrand would cost. But the U.S. media expects $1 billion price tag for the overhaul of hundreds of agencies' emblems, email addresses, and uniforms. Meanwhile, you and I and many others can barely afford to eat. Your grocery bill has went up exponentially, and we're talking like 75% from 2 years ago, and that might be a stretch, but it damn near feels like it. All right, you want to buy a house? Good fucking luck. To the average person, you want to buy a car to get around? Good luck. Everything. The average American, all of us, are losing, but they got billions of dollars to rebrand something. Yeah, well, you see it. So let's let it play. We'll get a couple precepts, and then that'll be it. Actually, oh, you know what? And then I left off on the last video here, and we'll reread before we play. So this is what we can expect here, also along the lines here of 2nd Ezra 15. We're going to read that as well. Thy white horse is Yahweh Shai. So we'll read 6 and 3, Revelation 6 and 3. Actually 4. And there went out another horse that was red. Remember what the red represents. What nation of people? Red and dragon and the sword. Okay, another horse, and a horse representing power, and a power was given unto him that sat thereon to take peace from the earth, and that they should kill one another. And there was, excuse me, there was given unto him a great sword. Now, who lives by that, right? Who? Matter of fact, we just go to it. All right, we just gonna go to it. Look how they, even though he sold it fair and square, and that's how they do. Yeah, that's a stamp of an Edomite right there. Do one thing and then write down history in a completely different fashion, as if they did not do what they said they did. They hate the truth. They hate it. Anything dealing with uprightness, honesty, they hate it. Accountability, they hate it. Bless me, oh Father, even me. I want to cry. Let's just get to it. 27 and 40 here. This is his blessing. And we'll read 39. And 38. And Esau said unto his father, hast thou but one blessing, my father? Bless me, even me also, O my father. Crying and shit. And he lifted up his voice and wept, even though he sold it fair and square, because, he had no forethought or no thought for the future. No, nothing. It's just right then, right here, right now. That's what I need. And Isaac his father answered and said unto him, behold, thy dwelling shall be the fatness of the earth and of the dew of the heavens of above. And by thy sword shalt thou live, and shalt serve thy brother. And it shall come to pass, when thou shalt have the dominion, and thou shalt break the yoke off his neck. Right? And he hated Jacob because of the blessing wherewith his father blessed him. The one he sold, remember, fair and square. But also, this was ordained in the heavens. Okay, the Lord never intended for this group to receive anything of eternal, because look at what they're doing now. Said in his heart, the days of mourning for my father are at hand. Then will I slay my brother Jacob. So you come here and they talking about they want to give off the idea or give off the claim to projecting strength and resolve. That is also against the average everyday people, especially Jacob, especially those who look of a darker copper colored hue, and those that truly believe, and basically the rest of the people. If you ain't with them, you against them. If you're poor, you are right along the lines with Jake.
Today, with this executive order, you will authorize the current Secretary of Defense and the current Department of Defense to once again embrace this great lineage and once again be named the Secretary of War and the Department of War.
So this is something we thought long and hard about. We've been talking about it for months, Pete and I, and we've been talking about this Department of War. So we won the First World War. We won the Second World War.
There's that pride in that rewriting. There were many other nations involved. All right, the Russians played a big role in the Second World War. The Serbians also took the brunt of a lot in the first. Okay, not to mention Jake fought in every single war, just as in the old Rome before it fell, prior to the year 300. Jake was a driving force throughout this devil's country. Everywhere that the actual Israelite goes, that nation flourishes. Even while we are under the curses, that the nation will flourish. But of course, their job is to lie, rewrite, and take credit for things that they did not do.
We won everything before that and in between, and then we just
You ain't won Vietnam.
decided to go woke, and we changed the name to Department of Defense. So we're going Department of War, and I'd like to ask our Secretary of War to say a few words. Pete Hegseth. I think it's a much more appropriate name, especially in light of where the world is right now.
By whose hand? Well, ultimately, the Spirit of the Lord is. The Lord controls the mind of kings. We got to get that too. Let me get Habakkuk. Let's do Habakkuk real quick, because it can't go without that. Yea, also because he transgresseth by wine. He is a proud man, neither keepeth at home, who enlarges his desire as hell, and is as death, and cannot be satisfied. But gather unto him all nations, and heapeth unto him all people. Okay, you got that, and the mind of the king is in the Lord's hand, or something. Let me see. Yeah, the Lord controls the heart of kings. That's what it is. Proverbs 2:21-1. Because it is just time. Okay, it's time for to move forward, and for Babylon to feel what it's supposed to feel according to prophecy, right? And these are just steps, because nothing just snaps and happens overnight, right? The Lord does these things, and he prepares them. Events are triggered, which trigger other responses, okay? And it is a natural occurrence of things. That is why, as the earth was created, it was in thousands, right? That one day to the Lord is 1,000 years to men, all right? First 1,000 years, second 1,000, when you go to the creation story, okay? Things are allowed to naturally happen and naturally occur and bloom into perfection. Unlike the complete opposite end, what this devil does, who wants a microwave society and things should just boom, just happen. Now you have seedless fruit with 30% maximum, 30% of the nutrients that it once held. All because of snap of the finger, what they want right here, right now. What did I say? Proverbs 21:1. I guess I messed that up. Proverbs 21:1. Alright. The king's heart is in the hand of Yahweh, as the rivers of water. He turneth it whithersoever he will. And that is the Spirit of the Lord he has put on him to change the name, because that is where we're heading. Okay, war, famine, death, destruction, widowhood, all of these things are on the horizon, because that is just the way this place was slotted to go. And many other places around the world, alright? Earthquakes, wars, rumors of wars, right? Fires, volcanoes, all of that in diverse places, right? Roughly paraphrased. This is the spirit we are moving in. What did I say? We read that. Let's let him finish yapping real quick. And we'll probably stop it in the next 20 seconds.
We have the strongest military in the world. We have the greatest equipment in the world. We have the greatest manufacturers of equipment by far. There's nobody to even compete. And you see that with this and so many other things.
That this name change is not just about renaming, it's about restoring. Words matter. It's restoring, as you've guided us to, Mr. President, restoring the warrior ethos, restoring victory and clarity as an end state, restoring intentionality to the use of force. So at your direction, Mr. President, the War Department is going to fight decisively, not endless conflicts. It's going to fight to win, not to lose. We're going to go on offense, not just on defense. Maximum lethality, not tepid legality. Violent effect, not politically correct. We're going to raise up warriors, not just defenders. So this War Department, Mr. President, just like America, is back.
Today with this executive.
You heard it. You heard it. Straight from the serpent's mouth. You heard it. And again, make no mistake about it. They are referring to you as well, us as well, Jacob, children of Jacob. So let's go to a little bonus. If you don't have that book, you should get it. I don't know how much it is. Oh, there you go, Kindle store. Okay, you should get that book if you don't have it. All right, and that's all I'll say on that. Also, you can, there you go, get us a little no, you just find it. You find it and you read it, okay? Okay, so what we have here, also the Carmanians, and remember, this is modern day Iran, or Iran. Okay, these are the Persians here. You're seeing that with the least of the flock drawing them out. Okay, but what I want here is, okay, shall be a great fearful trembling upon the earth. They that see the wrath shall be afraid. Fire, hail, flying swords, many waters, all fields may be full of rivers. I think I went too far down. Let me see. Woe be unto thee, thou wretch, because thou hast made thyself like unto her. Oh yeah, in Asia, okay. And thou Asia, that partake of the hope of Babylon. Yep, okay. Woe be unto thee, thou wretch, because thou hast made thyself like unto her, hast decked thy daughters in whoredom. Okay, remember that whore that rode on the beast. Okay, and they've decked themselves, they've modeled themselves after the whore. Okay, a lot of these other nations, and they're going to feel that pain because of it. They are going to experience the wrath of the Lord because of it. Okay, thou hast followed her that is hated in all her works and inventions. Therefore saith Yahweh, I will send plagues upon thee, widowhood, poverty, famine, sword, pestilence, to waste thy houses with destruction and death. And the glory of thy power shall be dried up as a flower, and the heat shall arise that is sent over thee. Okay, I think I need to go back. The reward of thy whoredom shall be in thy bosom, therefore shalt thou receive recompense. Look at that. Thy children shall die of hunger, and thou shalt fall through the sword. And cities shall be broken down, and all thine shall perish with the sword in the field. They that be in the mountains shall die of hunger, eat their own flesh, and drink their own blood. For very hunger of bread and thirst of water, to drink blood because you want water. What a horrible way to go out. Starving to death is bad, but having thirst, because you can go a lot longer without food than you can without water. Let me go a little bit farther up, because there's also I will bring plagues upon the world, sword, famine, death, and destruction. Okay, so not only will people start to see E in his true colors, but they are going to witness the God of the Bible, who has winked at the book BS for until the cup of iniquity is full, and we're right there at the brim. And it is almost time. As soon as that cup runneth over, the judgment comes in full force. We are going to see things of biblical proportion. All right. So, with that being said, there's no way to emphasize what how terrible things are going to be all around us. But all the more reason to be repentant, all the more reason to be humble, all the more reason to seek the Lord while he may be found. Okay, work out your salvation with fear and trembling. Put on the elect. Deny yourselves these worldly things that will pass away soon. Do your best to live within the confines of the law, showing the Lord that you care, that you give a damn, all right, about your heritage, and that the gift that he has given you is not something that you take lightly. That being said, shalom.